Hi, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the 3 main ways that I am getting my buyers under contract in this low inventory market that we are experiencing now in 2021. Stay tuned. Okay, so coming back, I'm talking about the 3 main ways that I'm getting my buyers under contract. I know in 2021, we are all facing low inventory, crazy multiple offers. Buyers have more money than ever. Competition is fierce if you're out there working for your buyer clients, trying to help them win and get into a home. So I'm gonna talk about the 3 ways that I'm using successfully. And with all of my clients, I'm writing 1 to 2 offers max per client before I'm getting them into a home using these 3 strategies. None of this is going to be offer X% over asking price or guarantee appraisal or anything like that. I want it to be something that anyone from any state, in any market, in any brokerage can use. And regardless of all of those terms anyway, I would still correlate my success to these 3 tips. So, first one, communication with the listing agent. I have a ton of strategy I use I'm going to get into very specifically here, but make sure you are communicating to that listing agent. In my opinion, going and showing a home and submitting an offer is really not enough. It's not in the best interest of your clients, and you're not doing anything to stand out to this listing agent. And while the seller is choosing the final offer, this listing agent is there to facilitate and to help guide these clients. And if you start to win over the listing agent, they may start to help push your offer to the front or really explain your offer to the seller. So with that being said, I always make sure that before going to this appointment or to show the home, that I am calling the listing agent to see what the current activity is, if it's not already stated somewhere that there are multiple offers and that there's a deadline. Mostly do this for you and for your clients, so you're not wasting your time, their time, in case you're already gonna miss that, and then you know what you're working with. I don't really gather more information beyond that at that point. Once we see the home and we know that my clients like it and want to make an offer, then that's when I'm gonna call the listing agent back and start to get details of, what's the seller situation, why are they selling, what do they need in order to move, have they found their next property? All of that's still a little basic here. However, all of these little touch points are helping keep me top of mind with that listing agent. So I really like to use a little bit of human behavior and psychology in my negotiations. From there, once I know I'm in multiple offers, I want this communication, and I want to start figuring out from this communication what I actually need to advise my offer or my buyers to offer. With that being said, of course, we've looked at comps in the past. I think right now in 2021 in this market, a lot of us can agree that comps of the past are almost kind of a thing. We are looking at demand and we're looking at where values are headed. That's kind of very new, first time for us to do that, but it's relevant. You need to start explaining that to your clients. So I want to figure out where my competition is at. No listing agent's going to sit here and say, yep, we're listed at 310, our current highest offer is at 340, so you beat that, it's yours. Unfortunately, that is just not how this goes, and it's not what they say. So I start to ask questions in a strategic way. An example of that can be, hey, agent to agent, I really don't want to waste your time, my time, or my client's time. I don't want to get their hopes up. If we can't exceed 330, are we totally wasting our time? Saying it like that, they are not telling you specifics about the terms of the other offer. But if they say, yeah, don't even, waste your time, awesome. Values are higher than that. If they say, no, you would be competitive, then maybe that you can go there, or that if you go a little bit higher for you and your client, that you're gonna be very competitive, if not one of the top offers. Now, if you don't get the information that you need, or if you learn that that's not competitive and you're like, shit, I need to test out another number, this is where tap in people in your brokerage, tap in people in your network, on your team. I have trained my entire team to ask questions these ways, so now I can say, okay, I know that I need to be above this number, go test this number. I am doing this. It's not so I can sit here and help my client get away without putting up the most amount of money possible, but it's so we know what we're actually up against so that we're competitive, because there's nothing worse than advising your client and being just totally blind with that. Okay, so the second thing that I do is I only work with the motivated right now. I'm very good in any market at setting expectations, but I'm really adamant about it right now. So I do a buyer consultation with everyone, and which is probably not crazy, great advice there. You should be doing that anyway. But setting those expectations of what our market is like, what to expect, what offers are gonna look like, making sure that they've got the financial means to compete. I don't care how interested in someone is in wanting to buy a home right now. If they can't compete, I have to prioritize my clients and my time, and I have to be very realistic with them and who I'm gonna work with, because there's not enough time to go around, this biggest commodity we all have. So this sounds awful, but right now, if it is someone with like down payment assistance who does not have the liquidity to compete against multiple offers, to guarantee their offer, I'm gonna be very honest with them, and I may not take them on as a client. That is like a big piece of advice right now too, is only work with the motivated and those who can truly win and compete in this market, and be realistic with them, be honest with them, and set those expectations from the get-go. You also need to set those expectations from the get-go if they are able to compete, because if you don't do it from the get-go and then you're in there, you're making offers and then you're advising of them, it's gonna be really hard for them to trust that you're doing this so that you can actually help them get into this home, and that you're not just trying to like spend all of their money or make it easy, which none of us are doing that. It's just the reality of the market right now. Okay, my third option, or my third tip, and I think it is the biggest one from all of this, is be creative and think outside the box when looking for properties. One thing I do is I prospect my relationships. I am an agent in the Dallas-Fort Worth area who works the entire Metroplex. A lot of agents have specialties, work certain neighborhoods, certain cities, certain areas. I will start to prospect those relationships to see if they have anyone who they know that is wanting to sell soon, or if they have someone in the past who maybe 5 years ago they sold that may be in a position that they want to sell now, based off like where the equity position could be, that they can start reaching out to. That is huge, and has been a very, like, one of my top ways of being successful is finding those off-market properties before they hit the market. By the way, in 2021, that does not mean that we have no competition. In almost all of my off-market, I am still competing in multiple offers, but 7 offers, 5 offers is a lot better than 96. And yes, I have competed against 96. And yes, I did lose that one. That one went $135,000 over the asking price, I think, and my client just didn't have the means to do that. Beyond that, look at old expireds and then audit that to what has actually relisted. If people were interested and raised their hand before, they may have interest now, and they may have an objection of, but where am I gonna go? Awesome, we've got great programs to help you with that, or, you know, especially if we're structuring this off market, we can probably offer you a lot of time or a lease back or something like that, so that you can have the time you need to go find your next place with selling. And then, this is gonna sound insane, look for properties that have been on the market for 10 days or more. Never before, I think, did we think, oh, what a like stale listing at 10 days, or what an opportunity. And it may not be an opportunity to like lowball, but it could be an opportunity for your clients, because buyers are still not buying overpriced homes. You cannot price here and get all these multiple offers. You can price here at market value, sometimes a little under, that's not my strategy, and then it drives it up to that price. But when you start off at that price that you may achieve in multiple offers, a lot of the times the seller is gonna sit. So this may be your chance to either not have competition, have less competition, or just get it at what market value is or a little bit over, but get your clients into a home. Look for some that are cosmetically not so great, that are also sitting, that can do, like maybe paint can go a long way, that others cannot envision. And we know that that is negatively hurting these other homes, and that's why they're sitting on the market, and that is a little bit of work that your clients can do. So I hope that you guys found this helpful. If you want more tips and tricks on what I'm doing to succeed in 2021 with my clients, go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I'm gonna have a lot more videos coming out, but I hope that this was helpful. Wolf says bye too.